So, for those of you who didn't know my name yet, I am Kylie from grade 12. And as a senior year student, let's just say that if all my younger selves sees who and where I'm right now, they would surely freak out, especially my junior selves, which is pretty reasonable because it was a time when, bam, I hit the rock bottom. Long story short, during 11th grade, I got punished for plagiarism. Yes, I made that mistake that can get me a one-way ticket out of any school. I didn't get expelled at the end yet, so that's that. But from then on, my grades in every class started to go downhill. And I swear, I have never felt such self-loathing. I may still do it right now, but it was way more severe back then. Luckily, I met the counselor of the school who decided to lend me a hand when I needed the most. They listened to my stories with no judgment, made me feel safe enough to share my issues, and introduced me to the ideas and strategies behind exposure therapy, which are said to help me to conquer, or at least to adapt to my fear. I cannot be grateful enough as this experience, a lot of the people involved in it, inspired me to do more research about psychology so that one day I can also be the one who help others to overcome their fear and stress. Doing this also made me think about the bad rap that psychology constantly gets, which is the sole reason why I'm standing here today. I aspire to bring acknowledgement and recognition to the importance of psychology and mental health treatment. Therefore, hopefully, after this speech of mine, you will have a better understanding of psychology and how important it is in improving our point of view towards other people. Now, to start with, I feel the necessity to express my gratitude to you, audience, for being here, deciding to listen to me rambling about the significance of psychology, which I find is an interesting shift of reality, considering that psychology is somewhat an uncommon topic in Asian countries, specifically in Vietnam. But quite frankly, it's about time to reveal that mental health illnesses is a grave problem among high schoolers like you and I. Indeed, recent statistics from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, showcase that over 42% of students cannot find any source of happiness in their lives, and nearly 1/3 of them have to endure an unstable mental state. Worst of all, approximately 1 out of 5 learners seriously considered hurting themselves, and 1 out of 10 try to do that at least once in their lives. Now, I am very sorry if these data triggers you, but this is how terrible the effects of mental health illnesses are if they aren't treated properly. And if I have to say, it's also why counselor's job exists at school. Nevertheless, the amount of people working in psychiatric field in Vietnam is considerably low. Only over 900 for the whole country. Here, imagine how tragic and devastating it is. You cannot save your friends from developing mental illnesses, even though they displayed various early symptoms. So, if we want to avoid unwanted situations like that, then taking mental health practices seriously by learning more about it is an excellent solution. For this knowledge can help us to gain a better understanding towards what appears of feeling. Also, it's vital for me to advocate the need for more mental health professionals in school, mainly because they're really one who help students to navigate their minds through their fear, stress, and of course, mental health illnesses. So, all the data I've stated above is only what happens when psychology is heavily undermined in school. Imagine the impact of this underestimation in the real world. Oh, and just so you know, audience, I really love to look at human mind, my mind, yours mind, as a piece of string. Now, this string can be perfectly neat in many circumstances, but can get all tangled up like a bob of knots when facing stressful, negative thoughts, which, in a lot of cases, become suicidal thoughts. Unfortunately, as the world becomes more modern, these tangles and knots are being seen more in our society today. This reality can be seen through statistics. When only in the United States, over 50% of the overall population is diagnosed with mental health illnesses. Or, if you look at this image here, we can see that approximately 300 million people had to suffer with depression every day in the whole world. Thing is, mental health can be treated if patients are able to get early help. But this only happens in a minority of cases. Due to lack of knowledge and training regarding psychology, most of us are basically deaf in front of these patients' signs. These signs vary from a reduction in abilities of concentration, withdrawal from friends' activities, or a change in behavior or daily routines, which are basically their ways of asking for help. Our ignorance soon has to face serious consequence when these patients chose to isolate themselves completely from the real world, or worse, unalive themselves. And if I'm to say, then at the latest, this is why therapists should step in way before they're involved in the school system to get every single human receive the treatment they need to untie the knots in their mind. But if every single one of us enriches our mind with psychological knowledge, then even if we're going to help them out, we can at least sympathize with what they have to go through every day. To conclude, mental health illnesses is not something to be chosen by one, but rather rooted inside their minds and developed through their silence and other people's ignorance. Therefore, it is safe to say that psychological knowledge enables us to have a better understanding of other people, especially mental health patients. Thus, being aware and sympathizing with what they have to live through every day. Now, this form of sympathy can be expressed through many ways, from asking these patients if they're okay or not, to sincerely listening to their daily life struggles. By carrying out these deeds with genuine care and affection and understandings, not only are we letting these patients know that they're not alone in their journey of recovery, we are also creating a real revolution against the rise of psychological illnesses in our society today. Thank you so much.